You can make $2,000 as a bookkeeper on just one client. I'm not saying make $2,000 a month total as a bookkeeper. I mean, literally one client, one business owner will pay you $2,000 per month just for bookkeeping services, not payroll, taxes, or CFO services, no advisory, just straight up bookkeeping. I'm going to tell you exactly how you can land a $2,000 per month client. But first, let me start with a quick story. I have worked so much harder when I genuinely enjoy what I'm doing compared to when I was just trying to do a good job or get promoted or impress somebody else. When I actually enjoy what I'm doing, I have found that I am able and willing and excited about working 10 times harder than previously thought. This applies so specifically to my bookkeeping business because I have just worked so much harder as a bookkeeper on my own business than I ever did before. I was in the military, I was an infantry officer in the Army, I was a warehouse manager for Chewy.com and for Amazon. And I was honestly a bad employee because I just did not enjoy what I was doing. Now, let me give you a specific example. And this is kind of a far-fetched example, but it hit home so hard for me whenever I personally experienced this in my own life. Monday night, first night of football practice for my son. He's 5 years old and he's playing football I decided to volunteer as a coach. Now, I'm not trying to become some head coach. I'm not trying to coach on the high school football team or get a new job. I'm not trying to get any money or any recognition. I just genuinely love football and I love the idea of coaching and training kids, sports. This stuff gets me excited. I like working out in my personal life, so it translates really well to the football field. And I was running drills with these kids, total strangers, no idea who they were. I haven't played football in over 10 years, but I was enjoying it. I was having fun. And because of that, I was working so hard. We were drilling for 2 hours. I was doing the same drill over and over again. And without boring you with the details, I was genuinely working really hard. And I was having fun. I was training the kids. We were running through these drills. And I was only doing it because I was having fun and I was enjoying the process. I liked the work. If I was trying to impress the other coaches or get promoted or get recognition or get an award at the end of the season, it would have been really hard for me to work really hard in that moment because I would have been doing it for all the wrong reasons. But because I genuinely enjoyed what I was doing, it felt like a no-brainer to go hard, work hard, hustle. And that experience just reiterated the fact that if you enjoy what you do, you're going to work 10 times harder than if you're just doing something to get recognition or just to get money or just to get promoted. And that concept applies to starting a bookkeeping business. If you genuinely enjoy bookkeeping, accounting, finance, business, math, numbers, QuickBooks, Excel, taxes, if you genuinely enjoy all that stuff, I promise you, you are in the right place. You are going to be able to start a bookkeeping business and grow it to be successful. I promise you, if you like this stuff, if you enjoy watching these videos, I guarantee you will be successful if you stick with it for a long enough period of time. Okay. Sorry if that example was kind of boring, but it just really hit home with me that like if I enjoy what I'm doing, then I'm just going to work 10 times harder. And it's so nice when you find yourself doing stuff that you like doing. So I hope all of you, if you're miserable at your job right now, I hope that you find peace in your bookkeeping business and that you find genuine life satisfaction. Okay, $2,000 per month as a bookkeeper on one client. Let's talk about the details. This goes above and beyond just bookkeeping. This is a service that I call cash management. I did not start doing this in the beginning. Bookkeeping, traditionally, we just categorize transactions, reconcile accounts, and generate financial reports. What happened yesterday, input the data, reconcile the accounts, output some reports, profit and loss, balance sheet, job is done. This cash management goes above and beyond traditional bookkeeping. I'm talking about accounts payable and accounts receivable. I can create invoices for your customers or your clients. I can send invoices directly through QuickBooks or through email, and then I can process payment using QuickBooks as a payment processor. I can send reminders for overdue invoices. I can follow up with customers and clients on outstanding overdue invoices. I can send the business owner an accounts receivable aging report on a weekly basis or a monthly basis. We can review the accounts receivable, see what's open, outstanding, see what needs to be investigated further. This process doesn't seem like a lot for us as bookkeepers, but trust me, business owners stress out about this kind of stuff. And if we can help the business owner send invoices faster and send reminders more consistently, we can literally help the business owner collect more money. This is a huge selling point. They're probably stressed out. They're probably behind on their invoicing. And if we can help them with their with this process, we can actually help them make more money and grow their business and get more cash to pay their bills so they're not stressed out. Accounts receivable and then accounts payable, the exact same concept. With accounts receivable, I can do literally everything except for receive checks and deposit them into the bank. I don't offer that, but I can literally do everything else. Accounts payable, similar concept. The business owner can send me all of the bills. I import them into QuickBooks. I can run an accounts payable aging report, and then I can actually use their online business bank account through treasury management or cash management or business bill pay, whatever they have set up. And I can literally pay their vendors and contractors, whether it's ACH or I can electronically mail checks. Every business bank account that I've ever seen has these capabilities. There are also websites. You can pay bills through QuickBooks and bill.com, but they are much more expensive. So if your client wants to save money on processing fees, then you can pay all of their bills to their vendors and contractors ACH next day. Like, it's fast, it's cheap, and it's efficient. You can pay all of their bills using their online business bank account. They will need to give you access. They will need to get you a username and password to pay these bills. But this process can save the business owner so much time. All they have to do is receive the bill from their vendors and contractors and then forward the bill to you, and then they are done. That's all they need to do. You input it into QuickBooks, you run the accounts payable, and you see, okay, this bill was entered in on June 20th. It's due in 30 days. Today is July 20th. I need to pay this bill. It's so super straightforward. Now, if the client has some cash flow issues, this does become a bit more challenging. You will need to work closely with the client, because if they don't have enough money to pay their bills, then you need to work out a system for identifying which bills to pay when, depending on their cash flow. But other than that, it's a pretty easy process. This is so cool because you can replace the office manager or the admin assistant or the virtual assistant. You can do a lot of the bookkeeping and office administrative work that a traditional office manager would do. This has happened a bunch of times with me. A business owner, a very small business, had an in-house office manager. I'm not saying on site. It doesn't have to be in person, but they had an in-house person. So like not an independent contractor, but somebody in-house working either part-time or full-time. They were doing their bookkeeping and managing the office, which usually involves accounts payable and accounts receivable. And for whatever reason, that person left, or that person wasn't doing a good job and they got fired. And so they went to me. They hired me to do their bookkeeping. And then I also offered to take over more responsibilities. So with these cash management services, we can take on a lot of the work of a traditional office manager. This is just one extra selling point that you can reach more potential clients by offering this more advanced service. The best way to get new clients is through word of mouth referrals, because I'll be honest, a lot of business owners are skeptical of this service. A lot of business owners don't think a bookkeeper can do this, but I promise you, we absolutely can do it. It does require daily work, so you will need to be on top of your emails and be very responsive, because if they send you an invoice or a bill that needs to be paid, sometimes it's due in 24 hours or the invoice needs to be sent in 24 hours. So this is a very time-sensitive job. So this is not something you could do once a month. It needs to be done at least weekly, sometimes daily or multiple times per week. So a lot of business owners are skeptical. And so it is kind of difficult to convince business owners that you can do this for them. So the best way to do it is to try to get one client do this for them, and then they will refer you to other people through word of mouth referrals, because business owners talk to other business owners. And if one thing works well for one business owner, they're likely to share it with other people. And if you're able to do all these tasks for one person and they tell their buddy about how great Zach is at managing my accounts payable and accounts receivable, they are very likely to refer you to somebody else, and then that other person is much more likely to hire you based on that word of mouth referral. So try to get one client. You can offer this to your existing bookkeeping clients. If you already have 5 or 10 clients, offer this service. Say, hey, do you need help managing your invoices or paying your bills? I can do it for you. So converting your existing clients into cash management clients is a great method. You can also go to LinkedIn or Indeed and look for people that are trying to hire a part-time office manager, and then call them or email them and say, hey, I see that you're hiring, you're looking for a part-time office manager, or you're looking for an in-house bookkeeper. Have you ever considered outsourcing these duties to an independent contractor like myself? I own my own bookkeeping business, but I'd be happy to handle all of these tasks for you. I could work 10 hours per week if you want. Last question. You're probably wondering, how do I quote these services? What does that look like? If you've seen my videos, you already know I charge about $3 per transaction per month for traditional bookkeeping, but cash management is a lot more involved and advanced. So my system is not perfect, it's not refined, but roughly I have found about $10 per invoice and about $5 per bill per month. At a minimum, $100. So if you want me to do all of your bookkeeping and pay your bills and create your invoices, and if you are a very small business, I'm going to charge you at least $200 a month for bookkeeping, $100 for AP, $100 for AR, $400 at a bare minimum, no matter what. No matter how many invoices or bills you have or how many transactions you have, bare minimum, $400, and then it can go all the way up to $2,000. So if you have 500 transactions per month, I'm going to charge you $3 per transaction. That's $1,500 for just bookkeeping. And then if you have 100 bills that need to be paid per month, I'm going to charge you $500 to manage your accounts payable. And then however many invoices you have, I would probably round it to the nearest 50. So if you have 10 invoices, $100, 10 to 15, $150, so on and so forth. It's not an exact science, but I have found that roughly $5 per bill per month and $10 per invoice per month is roughly a pretty good estimate for how much this is going to cost. This is a great way that you can add additional services and offer your services to more people who are looking for more than just a traditional bookkeeper.